Welcome to day 5 of the Hydration Elevation Challenge. You are rocking it. So, even if you feel like you're not getting this perfect, right? There is no perfect. That doesn't have to be let me close this. Please don't let that be your end goal is perfection. Um, Let this be an ongoing process, just like everything in life. Some days we get close to the mark, some days we don't. It's okay. We just keep going, especially with hydration when we're noticing and acknowledging how it feels. Those benefits, like they are tangible very quickly. So anytime you are feeling challenged, there's my dog. Come here, girl. Um, or, expecting yourself to just keep on some kind of I don't know what that is about us humans, but we have this sort of tendency towards perfectionism, and sometimes it can stop us from starting or restarting because we think, you know, we didn't do it well enough. So releasing that as much as you can and really embracing, now you know what your target number is for ounces. And today's episode is going to be about um, how to fine tune, how to work with these things that we've been talking about, and then take them the next step whenever you are ready. So remember, in general, you know the number of ounces to shoot for. Then adding on from that, we talked about, making it fun, using those 4 steps of how to create a habit around it. And sometimes you have to go back to that. Maybe it gets to be like same old, and maybe you need a different colored water bottle or put it in a different place to remember it, shake it up a little bit to keep it interesting. And then we talked about timing when, if you can, when you can, about how to spread that water out so that it doesn't interfere with your digestion. And then today, part of the fine tuning will be talking about a couple of things. What do we do with caffeine? Well, if you have a cup of coffee, you know, that's totally fine. Just don't count that towards your water intake. If you have a cup of herbal tea, count it. Count it towards your water intake. Um, I usually don't count things like juice towards water intake just because now this is just my deal. You could count it if you wanted to, but in my mind, I'm thinking that besides having some water content, there's these other things going on. Sometimes there's sugar and whatever else. So I usually don't count that. I'm not much of a juice drinker anyway, but if you are a juice drinker and you want to count it, you can. If you want to get really technical and count the water that goes in your smoothie or whatever, you can. Um, so just know that that may help you realize that you are getting closer to your goal than you thought you were. Um, so yeah, just not counting the caffeine, but go ahead and have it if you want. Count the herbal. Here's something to consider as well. When you have any alcohol, then to help replenish that, there's a dehydrating factor within alcohol. So you could have, for every drink that you have, then give yourself an extra cup of water to kind of help offset that a bit. Another thing to consider is, when you're sick, a lot of times you need a little extra hydration. When the temperature is really hot or hot and humid, you might even notice it in your body. You need a little extra hydration. So take that baseline amount that you know you need and just increase it a bit. You'll kind of be able to feel into it, as well as anytime you're doing a workout, especially if it's kind of a vigorous workout, for every 20 to 30 minutes of a workout, add another 8 ounces of water. So there are some things to kind of start considering. Don't add them in if you don't feel ready for it. I mean, just keep working with that baseline number and you will be killing it. So you're doing great. These are just little fine-tuning tips. I think I mentioned earlier in a video, about flavoring your water if you want, like with cucumber and lemon. Those types of things are really fabulous to help you get it into your system, enjoy the flavor a little more, and then especially with lemon water, it gives you that extra vitamin C will help your cells utilize the water better so it doesn't just pass right through you. Sometimes when you're starting to really pay attention to hydration, you feel like you're just going to the bathroom all the time. And that is true. But to help that, add some lemon, and the lemon will help your cells, you know, utilize that water instead of just flushing it all through immediately. And then you're going to notice over time your body starts to really do what it does naturally very well and regulate that so that your body knows how much to keep in, how much to release, when to release it, all of that. Another little fine-tuning tip I wanted to throw in here too. The other day I mentioned, for example, that I used to be a teacher, and so the only times I could get away to the restroom were when the bell rang. Um, every hour on the hour, and that's not always how it works with the bladder. So if you're in a situation or in a job or you just don't want to have to get up and use the bathroom as frequently, you can do what's called the pint method. And so every so often, you just drink a pint of water. You're not going to overdo it. It's not going to be too much for your system, but you will get that certain amount. And then it's going to mean that then you're just going to need to go to the bathroom, you know, one time to release, rather than sometimes you might have noticed if you are able to sip all day, or if that's the way you like to do it, that sipping can lead to a few more trips to the bathroom. So the pint method could be something that might work for you. Or like if you're traveling and you don't want to have to keep getting up, especially on an airplane or, stopping at a rest area, you might do the pint method so that you just know, okay, I'm going to have to stop here in 2 hours, but it's not going to have to feel like I need to stop every 30 minutes. So those are a few little tips and tricks for fine tuning. Honestly, don't worry about them yet if you're not ready. But if you were listening to this and something kind of clicked for you, then chances are that was a little inspiration for you and you're ready to take it to the next level. And then from here, like I said, it just gets to be this continuous thing. And I will say right now, with almost 4 weeks into having 11 puppies at our house, one of the things that I'm like leaning into and feeling so thankful about in order to keep my energy up with different schedule and um, the whole 9 yards and a little less sleep is that I already had my hydration practice is a well-oiled machine. So that has just kept me going. Even though my schedule has been more interrupted, I haven't let it change my water intake. So I've continued to stay hydrated every day. And that is such a big help. So these foundational pieces, even though sometimes we feel like that could be the thing that we let go of first, you might forget to take care of yourself in that way, but some things can become so integrated, so embodied that no matter what, there's a part of you that still just remembers to do that. And that's really exciting, isn't it? So, speaking of self-care, like this is ultimate self-care to just commit to hydrating yourself every day. So I am just so proud of you. Cheers. Uh, keep on keeping on. Send me something that you learned this week, that you tried, that you like, that works, because I want to hear it. I want to hear what's working for you. I want you might come up with something that I haven't thought of yet, and I can share that out with other people. And when you send me a little hit reply in the email, send me a message. You'll be entered. You have through Sunday to get entered in this for a drawing so that you could win a one-to-one coaching session with me. Um, and also over the weekend, I'm just going to drop in a little surprise that I have for you for participating. This has been really fun for me to talk about this, to hear from you, to share this out each day, and just kind of reiterate, reaffirm, oh my gosh, what a great thing we are doing, and how happy our bodies are, our minds are to be hydrated. And anytime you can continue to connect the dots and realize that your hydration is actually making these other things in your life go a little smoother, that is, again, a great celebration. So, like I said, cheers, my friend. Keep on keeping on.